Am I a religious normopath? What is a normopath? Normopathy is the pathological pursuit of conformity and societal acceptance at the expense of one's individuality. Have you ever had a situation where there were extraordinary circumstances and someone just pretended that nothing was happening, continuing to say, fold laundry? And you might be saying to that person, this is actually not a normal day, but they refuse to divert from their normal activity and disposition. This, of course, is to manage anxiety, but there could be anger in it as well. And when you're trying to pull someone out of normopathy, it would increase their anxiety and make them angry. They prefer to remain in a belief that choosing externally normal behaviors will protect them. We could make a normopath anxious by insisting they abandon what's normal and enter into what is abnormal. Now, what might this look like in religion? A religious normopath, just to play with the concept now and cross the streams, retains standard practice in the face of the most abnormally religious circumstances. Cults would be a dangerous but logical fit for people like this because they would generally soldier on and simply ignore glaring warning signs. What then is the difference between those of us who remain faithful to a faith practice during abnormal times and those who leave? Those of us who remain present during times of struggle in a religion could be accused of being normopaths, and people could demand that we leave our religion because some people in our religion committed crimes, for example. The difference is that the normopathic way would be to shrug one's shoulders and dig in, either denying and ignoring what should never be denied or ignored, or defending the indefensible. Denial would be an important word here. A healthier response, obviously, would be to engage with what is abnormal and understand that abnormal circumstances will provoke less than normal responses from people. And that would be normal. Get it? Abnormal circumstances create abnormal responses, and that's normal. So, hearing disclosures about criminal behavior from religious authorities would make people, I think, very angry. Normal. Pretending it didn't happen and becoming angry when people brought it up? Abnormal. Defending people who had no part in committing crimes and remaining faithful to a faith because of a commitment to its highest calling? Normal. Even courageous. The downside to being a normopath is that the person will never know who they really are, with all of their faults and failings and astounding potentials too. In the spiritual sense, people like this tend to have trouble understanding who God is and where He is present within them in mercy, outside of the external practices of their faith. It would indeed be a tough call to ask them to dive into the spirit of the law, for example, and let go of their white-knuckled grip on the letter of the law. Why am I talking about this? Why are we discussing this? Because we should not be confused by the sins of humanity, nor attribute them to Christ, who came to take away religious power and control from hypocritical people and help lay people and clergy to think for themselves, like He did. The Christian gospel message, with its infinite mercy, crashes some people's minds. We understand why people might cling to the rules. But faith is not limited to one religion. And mercy is not only for religious people. If your mind sometimes has to be stretched to understand God's mercy, well, I think you might be on the right track.